I love South Korea.
여러분 한 주 잘 보내셨나요? 이번 영상은 서울을 처음 방문한 미국인 여행 유튜버 마이크의 브이로그입니다. 2026년 현재 서울을 찾는 외국인 관광객 수는 사상 최고치를 경신하고 있습니다. 서울이 전 세계인의 버킷리스트에 당당히 이름을 올리고 있는 지금 과연 외국인 눈에 비친 서울은 어떤 모습일까요? 마이크의 생생한 서울 탐방기를 함께 살펴보겠습니다.
It's our first time in Seoul, and to be honest, we almost didn't come here. We always kept it in the back of our minds. One of those places we figured we would get to eventually. But as we were staring down a brutal 27-hour travel day over some Korean fried chicken in Tokyo, it hit us. Why not stop in Seoul? People online told us it has no soul, or for Instagram photos. Egregious puns aside, we figured Seoul had to be more than just crazy bookstores, K-pop bear statues, whatever this thing is, and a giant golden statue dedicated to the first things we as Americans ever actually learned about South Korea. So we decided to do what we do best, find out for ourselves. Is Seoul worth visiting?
I think Seoul might be my favorite city in Asia.
And more importantly, does Korean fried chicken actually taste better in Korea?
서울에 첫 발을 내디딘 마이크. 인천공항에서 가장 먼저 직면한 건 다름 아닌 교통 문제였습니다. 한국을 처음 찾는 외국인 여행자들이 공항에서 꼭 준비해야 할 것들이 있는데요.
Oh. Immigration and baggage claim was a breeze. But before we head out, we've got a couple of side quests we need to complete.
티머니 카드, 서울 여행의 필수품입니다. 지하철과 버스는 물론 일부 편의점 결제까지 가능한 이 교통카드는 서울 시내 어디서나 통하는 만능 열쇠죠. 현재 기본 카드 가격은 보증금 500원을 포함해 2,500원 선입니다.
Now we need a T-Money card. This is basically your key to public transportation in Seoul. You can typically buy them at these convenience stores, but they were out. So we picked up ours from the machines on the bottom floor. We were boring and just went with the standard ones. Once you've got your T-Money card, you have to go to another machine to load them. We suggest loading about 10,000 won to start and see how far that gets you.
Charging is complete.
Okay.
인천공항에서 서울 도심으로 들어오는 방법은 크게 두 가지입니다. AREX 직통열차와 일반 열차인데요. 직통열차는 서울역까지 약 43분이 걸리지만 요금이 9,500원으로 다소 비쌉니다. 반면 일반 열차는 요금이 저렴하지만 1시간 가까이 소요됩니다. 마이크는 절약하려다 오히려 불편함을 겪었다며 다음엔 꼭 직통열차를 이용하겠다고 했습니다.
Here's where we made our first mistake. There's two train options to get from the airport into Seoul. And just take the all-stop train. They both go to the same place, right? First off, there are machines everywhere. One to buy your T-Money card, one to load it, one to get your deposit back, one for the all-stop train, and one for the express train. We booked our train, paid our deposit and fare, and got our cards. Sure, it's less expensive, but it takes twice as long, and the seats are subway style. First come, first serve. By that point in the day, we really just wanted to sit down and get into the city without thinking about it.
마이크가 숙소를 잡은 명동, 서울의 심장부라 할 수 있는 이 지역은 쇼핑, 맛집, 화장품 거리로 명성이 자자합니다. 특히 야간에는 각종 길거리 음식 노점이 즐비해 서울 관광의 핵심 거점으로 꼽히죠.
2 grueling hours later, and we've finally arrived. We're staying in the Myeongdong area, which is one of Seoul's busiest shopping districts, known for skincare shops, fashion stalls, and street food that runs all night. We couldn't think of a better home base for the next couple of days. We are completely drained though. So we're going to get checked into our hotel, and we'll see you tomorrow.
서울 첫날, 마이크가 향한 곳은 600년 역사를 자랑하는 남대문 시장입니다. 국내 최대 규모의 전통시장으로 관광객과 현지인이 함께 어우러지는 서울의 명소이죠. 이곳에서 마이크는 처음으로 한국식 만두를 맛보게 됩니다.
Good morning. It is our first full day here in Seoul, and we are here at the Namdang Market. Walking down this kind of main alleyway, and we saw a huge line of people at this little stall. We're not really sure what they're selling, but they kind of look like little bao buns. So we got one bulgogi and one kimchi, and I think this is the bulgogi one, so let's give it a try. That's really good. So this is amazing. It's got some glass noodles in it. What I imagine are some leeks. The bulgogi meat, and it's seasoned so perfectly. I love seasoned meat and dumplings.
마이크가 맛본 건 바로 찐만두였습니다. 불고기와 김치 두 가지 맛을 모두 시도한 그는 특히 김치만두에 발효된 풍미에 깊이 매료됐습니다. 만두 하나에서 한국 음식의 깊이를 발견한 셈이죠.
I think so. So it's like the same concept. There's some kind of meat, some glass noodles, but it's got that very distinctive kimchi flavor. A little bit spicy, a little bit, I guess, acidic, fermented. Oh man, I like this one better. The other one was really good. The kimchi kicks it up a notch.
That was a great start to this market, but now I'm thirsty and I already see something that I want to drink. So let's go grab a cup and see how much it is. Oh, it's good. Very sweet.
Oh, wow. This is very sweet and fizzy. And it's got like chunks of lemon
Really?
from the bottom. Yeah, like
Ooh.
chunks of lemon and sugar. That's amazing. So far, out of all the countries we've been to recently, I feel like Korea is going to be the first one that really makes me fat. Because it's like fried chicken and beer and fried food and dumplings and donuts and noodles. And all right, I have no idea what these are. It seems like we
Those
can
I
eat
think are
around here.
mandu. I think she just said it.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Okay. Same filling as the other place. And the little buns, I think better executed here.
Really?
Tastes like they have a little bit more flavor. Maybe it's because they're fried and crispy. But very, very delicious.
Around us and all of the wild sights that we've never seen before, like a whole black anglerfish
It's just so cool. I've never seen one before.
or a dried up ray for sale.
It looks like an alien.
It does. It's pretty wild.
There's no shortage of things to spark your curiosity.
남대문 시장을 뒤로하고 마이크가 향한 곳은 경복궁입니다. 조선 왕조의 전궁이자 서울 대표 문화유산인 경복궁은 현재 입장료가 성인 기준 3,000원입니다. 단, 한복을 착용하면 무료 입장이 가능해 많은 외국인 관광객들이 한복을 빌려 입고 방문하고 있습니다.
So this is the Gyeongbokgung Palace, which is absolutely breathtaking. It was established in 1395 by the Joseon dynasty. You can get in for free admission if you're wearing traditional hanbok dress, but because we're short on time, we're not going to go get fitted and try that on. So we just paid 3,000 won per person for a ticket. This place is absolutely massive, way bigger than it looks from the outside. Got this beautiful garden we're walking through right now, and honestly, it's just the perfect location nestled right in between the mountains and the modern skyline of Seoul. This might be one of the most impressive palaces I think we've been to in our travels so far.
경복궁 관람을 마친 마이크는 서울의 또 다른 매력을 발견했습니다. 바로 도시 곳곳에 자리한 조각품과 예술 작품들인데요. 인상파 회화부터 팝아트 캐릭터 조형물까지 서울은 야외 미술관이나 다름없는 도시입니다.
One of our favorite things about Seoul is that there is art everywhere. More specifically, tons of statues and sculptures. From impressionist stuff to cartoon characters and pop culture, it's just one thing that makes this city so unique. But we're getting hungry and it's about that time, so we're gonna go get some food.
예술 감상을 마친 마이크에게 이제 남은 건 배를 채우는 일이었습니다. 그가 선택한 곳은 종로의 한국식 바베큐 식당. 블로그에 나온 맛집 대신 현지인들로 북적이는 곳을 택했는데요. 이 선택이 탁월했습니다.
There is only one thing we have on our minds right now, and that's barbecue. Ashley does all the research on the restaurants we go to, and she's found a place in Jongno District that is supposed to be great. Okay, well, it may be amazing, but it's empty. And just across the street is another place that's absolutely packed with locals. So we're gonna change it up and go here. This place had all the right vibes. It was tight, unpolished, loud, and filled with locals having a great time. We had no idea what we were ordering, but the staff was friendly and gave us some recommendations. And honestly, that's always the best way to go. On top of the pork and brisket, they brought us out a ton of other items called banchan, which roughly translates to side dishes. We had no idea what anything was, but it was all delicious. Even this weird cream soup that was simple but really tasty. And if anyone can explain to us why chopsticks in Korea are flat and metal, let us know in the comments. Everyone here was amazing. They saw us looking obviously lost and came to the rescue to explain the whole process to us.
So glad she's telling us what to do.
How to cook it, what goes with what, and by the end of it, we felt like barbecue pros.
I love peeling meat.
This was hands down the best first proper meal we could have asked for in Seoul. Friendly people, incredible food, and good vibes all around.
삼겹살과 차돌박이 그리고 수십 가지 반찬으로 완성된 한국식 바베큐. 외국인이지만 직원들이 직접 고기 굽는 법까지 친절하게 설명해줬다고 합니다. 이런 배려야말로 서울이 외국인 여행자들에게 높은 평가를 받는 이유 중 하나겠죠.
This area comes alive at night, with tons of restaurants and bars setting up right on the street. Seoul is known for having a one-of-a-kind nightlife, and as soon as the city lights come on, you can really see it in action. Ashley's all about the budget until there's a cute plushie in the claw machines. We never seem to find much success with these things, but after losing more won than we'd like to count, one of the sweetest things happened that made us fall in love with the city even more.
Oh, it's so nice. It was just this older gentleman. He was playing this thing and he won it. And I clapped for him and he just immediately handed it to me. That was so sweet.
That's adorable.
I love Korea. I really do. I wish we had longer here.
이튿날 아침, 마이크는 본격적인 서울 탐방에 나섰습니다. 서울의 대중교통 이용 시 꼭 알아야 할 팁이 하나 있는데요. 바로 내비게이션 앱입니다. 구글 맵은 한국에서 정확한 경로 안내가 어렵습니다. 국가 보안상 지도 데이터 반출이 제한되어 있기 때문인데요. 따라서 네이버 지도나 카카오 지도 앱을 미리 설치해두는 것이 필수입니다.
Now that we've had coffee, we can start the day. We're on our way to a place we've been dying to check out. To get there, we've got to hop on the metro and then take a bus. The best part is the bus ride is free if you One thing to note, Google Maps doesn't really work in South Korea. Something to do with national security. But they have their own app called Naver. You definitely want to get this before your trip.
The Naver app is very, very difficult to use.
마이크의 두 번째 날 첫 목적지는 북촌 한옥마을입니다. 경복궁과 창덕궁 사이 언덕에 자리한 이 마을은 조선시대 양반들이 살던 전통 한옥 900여 채가 그대로 보존된 곳입니다. 방문 시에는 주민들이 실제 거주하는 공간인 만큼 오전 10시에서 오후 5시 사이 방문이 권장되며 조용히 관람하는 예절이 중요합니다.
Bukchon Hanok Village is a 19th century hillside neighborhood packed with traditional Hanok homes. It's a quiet way to start the morning and a nice break from the busier parts of the city. We got here around 11 and it was still quiet. It's free to wander, but a few sections have time limits, so visiting between 10 and 5 is your best bet.
We are in the Hanok Village right now in the little bit more of a touristy area. They've got lots of really, really cute cafes, souvenir shops. We just came from the more residential area, and just a friendly reminder that people do live there. So there is signage, and there's even a guardian saying, "Hey, please be quiet." He very politely reminded a couple of people to mind their volume. So just something to be aware of. But this part of the village, it seems like it's a little bit more commercial. So it's not as big of a deal here, but it is really beautiful. I can't say I knew much, if anything, about Korean architecture, and it has already shot up to one of my favorite styles. I think the buildings with the white and the wood is just absolutely gorgeous. I told Mike it reminded me of like an Asian log cabin, but like way, way prettier.
We spent a couple minutes checking out the area, exploring some more traditional buildings, and reading our fortunes from this little vending machine. We've never seen them predicted using the Myers-Briggs before, so that was interesting.
Mike is definitely a mediator, which is an INFP, and I am definitely an advocate, which is an INFJ. That was super fun. Let us know in the comments what you are. I'd be curious to know, and if you think it matches.
한옥마을 탐방 후 마이크가 찾은 곳은 24시간 운영되는 셀프 서비스 라면 가게였습니다. 키오스크로 직접 주문하고 라면을 끓여 먹는 독특한 경험. 이것이 바로 현대 서울의 또 다른 매력이죠.
As it does, hunger started to set in. So we decided to check out this awesome little 24-hour self-service ramen cafe for some good old-fashioned instant noodles.
Cooked it perfectly.
It's literally cooked perfectly.
Those are amazing. Very spicy. Like they were made by a ramen master. This is such a cool concept, this little 24-hour serve yourself ramen bar.
다음으로 마이크 일행이 발견한 건 익선동의 숨겨진 맛집이었습니다. 익선동은 1920에서 30년대에 조성된 한옥 골목으로 최근 카페와 맛집이 들어서며 새로운 핫플레이스로 떠오른 곳이죠. 세련된 인테리어와 전통이 어우러진 이곳에서 마이크는 정과 만두로 진정한 한국 가정식의 맛을 경험했습니다.
Search for food because we're both getting pretty hungry.
Ooh, when I see Korean.
Pancakes and some mandu, and I don't know what the rest is, but that looks pretty delicious, so we might come back here.
This is one of those true hidden gems you come across. The interior was homey and quaint, the whole place smelled amazing, and it felt like we were sitting down to have our family cook us our favorites. If you know anything about us, you know that dumplings are life. And how could we resist that crispy, golden fried pancake? This is Korean comfort food at its finest, served up by the sweetest lady in all of Iksan-dong.
Perfectly cooked, little crispy, little doughy. That is amazing. And it's great. That sauce is like a little kimchi-y, a little spicy, but mostly it's just salty. I'm not gonna lie. Korean food is creeping up in my new favorite cuisine category.
서울 음식 여행의 하이라이트 중 하나, 뮤지엄 김치관입니다. 인사동에 위치한 이 박물관은 김치의 역사와 문화, 과학을 다층적으로 체험할 수 있는 공간으로 외국인 관광객들 사이에서 특히 인기가 높습니다. 입장료는 성인 기준 5,000원이며 마지막 코스인 시식 체험이 방문객들의 가장 큰 호응을 얻고 있습니다.
After falling in love with all of the Korean food we've had so far, we figured it was only right to learn a bit more about the one thing that shows up at pretty much every meal, kimchi. And what's this? A whole museum dedicated to kimchi?
We're here at the Museum Kimchi Con, which is a museum dedicated to kimchi. So we figured what a perfect way to spend an afternoon in Korea. Sadly, it's our last afternoon, but that's okay. Let's go learn about kimchi.
If you're looking to understand Korea through food, this feels like a good place to start. There are multiple levels full of interactive exhibits that teach you everything you could possibly want to know about this staple Korean food, from the cultural significance to the science and all the different varieties. There's even a movie where someone makes tiny kimchi, which was mesmerizing. And best of all, at the end of the museum, there's a tasting room. Ashley was so excited to come here ever since we arrived in Seoul. And I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit apprehensive because so often I just find museums a little boring. But not Museum Kimchi-kan. This place is a 10 out of 10.
김치 박물관 다음 목적지는 광장시장. 1905년 설립된 대한민국 최초의 상설시장으로 넷플릭스 다큐멘터리 스트리트 푸드에 소개되면서 전 세계적인 유명세를 얻었습니다. 빈대떡, 마약김밥, 육회 비빔밥이 3대 명물로 꼽히며 마이크가 맛본 호떡과 떡볶이도 이곳의 필수 메뉴입니다.
How can we not be a little hungry after visiting a kimchi museum? Come on, we know just the place. This is the famous Gwangjang Market, featured in some show from Netflix and visited by people from all over the world. If you want to get right in the mix of the Seoul food scene, this is the place. As soon as you walk in, you're blasted in the face with a mixture of sweet and spicy. Honestly, wasn't too hungry when we first arrived, but that's about to change.
There's just so many things that I feel like I have to try here, like these little pancakey things.
We do have to try hotak before we leave, for
It
sure.
says peanut, brown sugar, and cinnamon, and there's a line. So this is hochak, and apparently they have sweet and savory. This one is peanut, brown sugar, and other things. I forgot what it said on the sign, but it looks delicious. It was really fun watching them make it.
It's got like all that gooey caramelized sugar. Oh, so good. I could eat a lot of these.
Mhm.
We got some tteokbokki.
If you're not familiar with it, it's a chewy rice cake tossed in kind of a rich, sweet, but spicy sauce.
서울 마지막 날, 마이크가 선택한 곳은 청계천이었습니다. 2005년 복원사업을 통해 탄생한 청계천은 도심 한복판에서 자연의 여유를 즐길 수 있는 서울 시민의 안식처입니다. 총 길이 11km에 달하는 이 산책로는 사계절 내내 관광객과 시민들의 발길이 끊이지 않는 명소이죠.
With the sun starting to go down on our last full day in Seoul, we're headed somewhere for a walk, some people watching, and a little reflection.
So this is Changyechan, which is a 11-kilometer stream that runs through the city. It apparently used to be a natural stream, and then they covered it up with like a road. And then in the 2000s, they were like, no, we're going to renovate this. And they built it and turned it into this beautiful scenic walking path. And we're here right at sunset, which I feel like is the perfect time because you just got beautiful soft lighting everywhere and everyone's just out enjoying time with their family and loved ones and friends. And it's nice hearing the water trickling through the stream. And because we're down under the roads, you don't really hear as much of the city noise. So it's just a nice peaceful escape from the hustle and bustle of Seoul.
It's easy to write a place off when you only hear about it through other people's opinions. But once you're here, the noise fades and the real city shows up. Looking back, it's funny that we almost skipped Seoul. Walking along this stream at sunset, watching all the people just living in the moment, listening to live music echo off the walls, it felt like Seoul finally introduced itself. We came here to answer the question, is Seoul really worth visiting? But we're leaving with a better one. When are we coming back?
마이크가 마지막으로 향한 곳은 바로 한국식 치킨 전문점이었습니다. 서울 여행 전부터 꼭 먹어보리라 마음먹었던 바로 그 음식, 한국 치킨. 우리에게는 너무나 익숙한 음식이지만 외국인에게 한국 치킨은 여행의 하이라이트가 되는 경험인 모양입니다.
We asked some of our friends who've been here for their recommendations for the best fried chicken in Seoul. We got a ton of answers, but one just kept standing out to us. We had no idea what we were in for. From the first step in the door, the energy in the room was alive with everyone having an absolute blast with friends and coworkers. When the staff brought us our beers in Pyrex half-liter measuring cups, we knew we'd come to the right place. I don't even know what we ordered. We just pointed at something on the menu and asked if it was good. And oh man, look at this.
Hands down the best chicken I've ever had.
마이크는 이렇게 말했습니다. 처음에는 서울을 건너뛸 생각이었지만 막상 와보니 아시아에서 가장 좋아하는 도시가 됐다고요. 대중교통의 편리함, 친절한 사람들, 그리고 무엇보다 음식. 서울이 세계 속의 명실상부한 여행지로 자리매김하고 있는 이유가 바로 여기에 있습니다. 우리가 매일 살아가는 이 도시가 외국인의 눈에는 이토록 특별한 여행지로 보인다는 사실, 새삼 놀랍지 않으십니까? 우리가 너무 익숙해서 무심코 지나쳤던 것들의 소중함을 다시 한번 느껴보시는 계기가 됐으면 합니다.